They were called godsons and goddaughters. That meant that they had special privileges in the church. Were these so-called privileges the reasons why several women are now pressing extremely horrific charges on Pastor Bobby Smith and the First Lady of the Church, LaShawn Smith? In 2014, Metropolitan Police Department closed the case. The detective didn't testify as to why back then, when the case was closed. It would be reopened when a victim had an R kit at the hospital done. This woman would tell the First Lady what her husband, Pastor Bobby, had used the adult toys on her. It shocked the victim when LaShawn had already knew this. Pastor Bobby had also used these adult toys on another goddaughter. Reports about this couple were filed in 2022, and the North Las Vegas Police Department began looking into the investigation according to the transcripts. By then, the other two victims had filed charges against the couple. In August, LaShawn would tell police she and her husband did have sexual relations with one of the victims, and she knew her husband had given an adult toy to one of the victims. Bobby would admit he knew his wife had sexual relations with one of the goddaughters, but he says he never assaulted any of the women. Bobby Smith's bail was set for $225,000, where he remained in jail until his bail was either lowered or able to be released on a $75,000 bail. The First Lady, LaShawn Smith, bail was set for $100,000. She posted a surety amount and was able to be released. Pastor Bobby, now 46, was indicted by a grand jury for 11 felony charges, including 9 counts of sexual assault, 1 count of attempted sexual assault, and 1 count of child abuse, neglect, or endangerment. He sexually assaulted 3 women and 1 family member. The First Lady, LaShawn Nicole Smith, was indicted on 2 felony charges, including sexual assault, child abuse, neglect, and child endangerment. The victim would tell the grand jury that Pastor Bobby, when she was 17, would give her the adult toy and tell her that God was telling her it was important for her to do this. He used this adult toy on her. He said it would prevent her from ruining her life and giving in to urges. He showed her over and over again how to use this adult toy in hotels. This woman, when 17, told LaShawn, but she failed to call the police. Maybe it's because LaShawn, the First Lady, had already knew. A second woman said on the stairwell, Bobby begged her to perform oral sex on him. He even dropped his pants right there, blocking the stairwell. She panicked and was able to push him off. When the third woman was 16, Bobby texted her a picture of this adult toy. She said she didn't want to use it. He continued pressing her until it happened, and he victimized her as well. He would text her messages stating, quote, "You guys want to paint me to be a monster or like I'm doing something wrong when I am just trying to help y'all," end quote. He requested a meeting with the teenager, and when she arrived, his wife was there. She was told to perform acts on the First Lady. When a search warrant of the Smith's house happened, over 20 adult toys was found inside the house. So, we know not only through the claims of the victims, but out of the Smiths' own mouths themselves that they have admitted to having some type of sexual involvement with these young women and when they were underage. Pastor Bobby's trial is due in November, and a trial date hasn't been set as of yet for the First Lady. I was looking at a video right here on YouTube with the father of one of the victims on a news program. When he tried to approach the pastor about the claims of his daughter, He was actually thrown out of the church. He was a deacon then for that church. Justice for all the victims involved.